Hello student, let us start with the practical session of HTML programming. So already I have discussed in the previous, that was the theory class, that there are more than hundreds of HTML tags, but it is not possible to discuss all those tags. So we are going to discuss the most important HTML tags, and by learning those you can simply design amazing websites. So let us start one by one. So first we will see the HTML heading tag, and we already have discussed in the last class that where we are going to write the program, so we need to have a text editor. So there are many text editor that we can find in Google. We can download those are open source text editor, and I also have told you that we can simply use Notepad. Notepad is installed to all our systems, so by default that Notepad is pre-installed in each and every system. So for the beginners it will be easy to use the Notepad text editor. So let me start with the Notepad text editor. So first let me find where the Notepad is. So let me open the Notepad. So this is the Notepad text editor. First thing I will do, I will save this file. Before I write something, I will save this file. Okay, so file, save as. So we need to have a location. Which location? I will save the file in the desktop. So in my desktop I will create a folder. Okay, so I have created a folder. So let me write here HTML. So any name you can give to the folder. I will give the name as HTML class. So inside this folder I will save this file. Okay, so I also need to name this particular file. I will name this file as fast class. Okay, and another thing that you have to remember, that is the extension. What should be the extension of this particular file? So the extension should be .html. Unless you use this extension, that is .html, this file will never going to access by the browser. Okay, so remember we have to save the file with .html extension. This is compulsory, right? And in the save as type we just have to do one thing, make it all file. So remember these two things. So the file must be saved with .html extension. Another thing is that save as type must be all file. Right, now I will save the file. Okay, so let me close the file first and let me check where I have saved it. So I will do one thing, I will find it. See, in my desktop I have created the file. Inside this folder I have the file. So this is fast class.html. Okay, so if I open the file, it will open in Google Chrome, or it may open in any browser which is installed at your system. So in my system, Google Chrome that is installed in my system, that is why I have accessed this file from my Google Chrome browser. I can also access the same using the Internet Explorer. So in my system I have two browsers. Those two browsers are installed in my system, that is one is Internet Explorer and the other one is Google Chrome. So I can access this file in any of those two browsers, right? Okay, now let us write the coding over here. So now again I will open the file in text editor mode. How to open the file in text editor mode? Please observe. So open with, find it in the list, that is open with. So first thing you have to do is to right click over the file. Now you can see a drop down list will appear. Here you will get the open with. Now in the open with option at the right side, another drop down list will appear. There you can find the Notepad. So same file I have opened in text editor mode. Another way to open the file, let me show you. So simply I will do one thing, I will write Notepad again. So this is a blank Notepad, not that particular file, a new Notepad you can see. Now here I will go file, open, and in the desktop I can open the file inside the HTML class. Okay, so one thing I have to do here, all file, because that file is not just a text file. So that is why if I had selected the text file, that means only the text file would have been shown. So that is not the text file, that is HTML file. So I will change this all file. Now you can see this file is shown. I can select the file, I will just open the file, and this is how I can open that particular fast class.html file, right? So now let us start writing the HTML tag. So the first and the most important tag, that is the HTML root tag. So let me first increase the font size so that it will appear with larger font so that you can read it properly. So I will first increase the font size. I think you can read it now properly. So HTML. So HTML, this is the root tag, HTML. So remember one thing, that each and every, in fact if not all but most of the HTML tag has two sides. The first one is the opening tag and the other one is the closing tag. You can see this is called opening tag and this is called closing tag, right? So in the closing tag you will find one extra thing. So the opening and closing tag both look similar, but just the closing tag will have a slash. Okay, just have a slash. So this is how you can discriminate between the opening tag and the closing tag. So this is called the root tag. So everything you have to write inside the HTML root tag. Right now I will create the head portion, HEAD, head. So you can see opening tag, that is head opening tag, head closing tag, right? And another is body, BODY. Just observe, this is body opening tag and this is body closing tag. So I have written these 4 lines. Now I will save the file. So I have saved the file and let me open again in the browser. Let's see if there are any changes appeared or not. So if I open the file, if I just go and right click over the file and click the open button, the file will be accessed in your browser. So you can see nothing has been appeared. So it simply look a blank page. Okay, so I want to see the code. So you can see the code of any website by right clicking, just by go and click the right button of your mouse, and drop down list dialog box will appear. There you will just have to go and click the inspect button. By doing so you can see the code that is written in the website or the web page that you can see over there. So you can see these 4 lines of code has been written that we have just now written. Okay, and for these 4 lines of code, this is the output. So what we have created for the HTML opening and closing tag that we have written, let me again open the same file in the text editor mode. So I will open the file, you can see, so open with and notepad. So I have opened the file in both the browser mode, and also the same file has been opened in the text editor mode. You can see for this code, that is the HTML opening and root tag, this file has been created, this browser has been created, that is this file. This file only could be accessed in the browser, that is only because for these 2 tag, right? Okay, now for this head opening and closing tag, this is the head portion. Can you see my cursor moving? This is the head portion. This head portion has been created only because I have written this head opening and closing tag. So this head opening and closing tag has prepared this head portion, right? And this body opening and closing tag, this body opening and closing tag has created this body. This white portion is the body. Okay, so I hope you have understood that for this root HTML tag which I have written in the text file, that is not the text file, it is the file I have written in the text editor. This full document has been created. Okay, so when you save the file in .html extension, that will be a HTML file, and automatically this thing will be created. If you don't create, then also it will be created. That thing I will show you now. So I told you that this is the head portion. Head portion is created because you have written this head tag. Body portion is created because this body tag is written. Now I will do a magic. Please watch. So you can see I have deleted everything that I have created, right? Nothing is written over here. Now I will save the file. See, file and save. So I have deleted. Now the text editor is blank. So what will happen if I go and open this file again? What could we observe? Let's see. So nothing is written over here. Can you see? Let me just close the file. If I open the file in the notepad, see, nothing is written. Now if I open the same file, you can see still this thing is created. Head portion is created, body portion is also created, and this full thing has been displayed in the browser. So just now I have told you that only for those 4 lines which I have written, head, body and the root HTML tag, for those things only this thing has been designed, or you can say this thing has been created. But after deleting those, still I can access the same appearance, right? So let me first check here. Right click, I have just clicked the right side button of my mouse, and I will go to inspect to check whether those code has been written or not. Can you see? After I have deleted all those 4 lines, this 4 line has been printed. What does it mean? That means you may write those 4 lines of important code. Those are very important code to create this appearance, or you can say to create this applet in your browser. Okay, you may write or you may not write. If you write, then it is fine. If you don't write, then the browser will write those 4 lines for you. So in this case I have deleted, but to access the file in the browser have written those 4 lines. Why? Because otherwise this applet could not be displayed in the browser. So browser has written this 4 line. This 4 line, that is HTML opening and closing tag. So browser has written this for me to show me this applet, this which you can see over here, this full screen browser, and this head portion has been created by the browser. Why? Because this head should be represented. This without this head, this browser would have been incomplete one. And the body portion is also important. This blank portion is the body portion. So if you don't write, still the browser will write it for you. So in my case, browser has written for you, right? So I hope you have understood. So but this is not the very good practice. Okay, this is not very good practice. What? That you allow the browser to do it for you. Okay, it is not very good practice to let the browser to rectify your mistake. So if you do any mistake, browser is going to rectify some of your very silly mistake which we normally do. Browser rectifies that, but it is not good that you let the browser to rectify those mistakes. So that is why you have to write these 4 lines of code. This is very important. I hope you have understood that this 4 line is very important. You have to write these 4 lines so that this file can be accessed in the browser. If you don't write, then that time no problem, browser will write it for you, right? So as I told you, by inspect element we can see the code of any given website. So I will show you another thing, that I will open a website. So you can see GYAAN. So I have accessed this website. Now I want to see the code which has been written for this. Or let me open another website, let's say CESC. Okay, so very renowned website. You can see we pay CSing over here. Let me find out. Let me open a site which can be accessed. Okay, now let me check what is written for this design. So I will just right click to it and I will go to inspect, and you can see after I have gone to inspect, all the code I can see in the inspect, this long list of code has been written. You can see. So we will learn all this, how to write HTML code, how to write CSS. So one thing we can be very clear, that we can view the source code of the websites by just doing one thing. Just go and right click over the layout and go to the inspect option, and by doing this we can see the source code. Right now let me write the code in our file. So okay, these 4 lines of code has been written. Now you can see in head I will write, this is my first class, right? So I have written here, this is my first class. So let me save the file and let me check. So this will be written inside the title. So this will be the title. Inside the head I will write title. Okay, so just pay attention. So inside the head portion, remember, inside the head you have the title bar, right? And the title bar, inside the title bar I have written, this is my first HTML class. Now I will save the file. Now I will go and check the output in the browser, right? You can see this is the head portion and this is called the title bar. Can you see my cursor? So this is my first class. So this is the title. Title is placed inside your head portion, right? So if I delete this, so I have deleted the title. Now let me save the file. Nothing is written in the title bar. I can also delete the title. Right now if I go and check the output, can you see in the title bar what is written? First class.html. That means if you don't mention any title, that time the file name will be printed in the title bar. So what is the file name? The file name is first class.html. So as I have deleted the title bar, nothing is written over here. That is why we can see first class.html. This is printed in the title bar. But once I write it over here, this is my first class, inside the title bar, and save the file. Now you will observe over here that the title is printed. This is my first class. So if you give title, this title will be printed in the title bar. If you don't give title, that time the file name by default that will be printed in the title bar. Okay, so now see next portion, that is body. So all the element will be kept inside the body. So whatever you see, everything will be written inside the body portion. So let us start with the heading. I told you that I will first start with the HTML heading, right? So if I go into HTML heading, there are actually 6 types of heading. So H1 to H6. So there are 6 HTML headings starting from H1 to the H6. Let me write one by one. So inside the body we will have the heading. So you can see, so H1 referred as a heading tag. So H1 closed, you can see H1 opening tag and H1 closing tag. I told you that most of the HTML element has opening tag and closing tag both, and inside this opening and closing tag you have to write you have to specify what you need to show in the browser. So I'll write here, this is my heading. So what I have written, this is my heading. So this will be printed in the body portion. So you can see inside the body portion I have written the heading. So heading must be placed inside the body portion, right? So let me save the file and let me check over here. Can you see inside the body this heading has been printed? So I told you there are 6 headings starting from H1 to H6, right? So let me repeat this heading 6 times. Okay, so you can see 6 times I have taken this heading. Now I will do certain changes. This will be H6, this will be H5, H4, H3, H2. Here also I will do the changes. H6, H5, H4, H3 and finally H2. You can see there are 6 headings are written starting from H1 till the H6. So I told you there are 6 HTML headings. So what is the difference between all these 6 headings? Is there any significant difference? Let us see in the browser. So if I go and refresh, you can see there are 6 headings, right? This is the largest heading, okay, and this is the smallest heading. So what does we understand by this? Okay, what have we understood by observing that H1, this is the most significant heading, right? H6, this is the least significant heading, right? You can see over here. So this is the most significant heading and this is the least significant heading. So this is how the priority of the heading has been decided. H1 is the most important heading and the most significant heading. H6, that is the least significant heading. So you have to decide where you need to apply H1 heading. Where the text is more important, there you can apply the H1 heading. Where the heading is least significant, you can say subheading. In those portion where you have to give least important to any heading, subheading or subheading, further subheading, so in those areas you can use H5, H6, H4, right? I hope you have understood. So is there any further heading, say H7? Let me check. See if I write H7, so I have written H7, right? So let me check whether H7 is any heading or not, right? So I will do one thing. So I have written H7. Okay, now let me check whether H7 heading exists or not. See, can we see the difference? All the headings appear to be bold, and inside HCM H7 I have written this thing. We can see this appear to be larger than H6 and H5. And another thing is that all the headings are bold enough, but this is not bold, right? So is this heading? No, this is certainly not a heading tag. So if I write here, observe, so I have write this is my heading simply without using any heading tag. Simply I have written this is my heading. Now I will save the file. Now I will go and check it over here. See, side by side it is written. That means I may use this, I may not use this. It is simply same. There are no such heading. After H6 there are no such heading from H7, 8 or follows, right? If I go and check over here, see, you can see nothing will appear differently, all same, right? So you may just write in blank body, or you may use H7, H8, those are of no use. So there are no such heading. So if you simply write H7 heading or H8 heading, browser will do what? Browser will ignore those heading as a mistake printed by the designer, right? Browser will accept those as a mistake done, or you can say a mistake that is committed by the designer, and browser will rectify the mistake and simply print this thing in a blank browser, right? So I hope you have understood about the heading. So now, after I have discussed about the heading, let me discuss about the paragraph, right? Now I will start discussing about the paragraph. So you can see, let me here use the P tag, right? So everything I am writing inside the body, observe, all the things I am writing inside the body. So here P denote the paragraph, right? P for paragraph. So I have to write something over here. So for writing something, I will copy some text from the internet source. So let me copy something. Okay, so let me find some text. So I will copy this over here. So this thing I will be writing inside the paragraph. Okay, so this thing I will write over here, right? So 2 times I am copying this text. So I need to have something printed in the paragraph, right? This is my paragraph, right? So this will be denoted by P, right? P opening tag, and here you can see P closing tag, and inside this opening and closing tag I have copied and paste something. You have to write, or you can also copy paste, whatever you wish you can do, right? Now let me check how it appears. Can you see how it has been appeared? So okay, this is paragraph. So what we do in Microsoft Word, had we been written, okay, had we been written here the same thing. So if we want to take more lines, what have we done, right? So say I want to take line from here, so we just can do one thing. We can just go and press enter. This thing we can do if we want to take line. If the same thing I want to do over here, will it be possible? So let me check. So this, from this position I want to get it to the next line, right? And again from this position I want to get it to another line. Here also I want to take another line. So I want to have this thing written in 4 separate lines. So you can see I have taken 4 separate lines here in the text editor. So I have just pressed enter. Let me save the file, and if I go and see over here, see, nothing has been changed, everything is simply same, but I have taken 4 lines to be printed this thing over here, but it hasn't worked. Why? Because to take new line in HTML you have to use tag. By just pressing enter it will not work. 100 times you can press enter, that doesn't matter. Okay, if you go and press enter, nothing will change over here. See, it appears to be same, nothing is going to change in the appearance. So how many times you may go and press enter, right? So the thing that you need to do, you have to use the tag, that is br. So this br tag will take line. So if you have to use enter, that work will be done by the br tag. See, so this br tag will take a new line. This is called break line. This will break line, and this br tag has no end tag. So this is some of the rarest HTML tags which does not have the closing tag. Okay, it just have the opening tag. It does not have the closing tag, right? See, so it doesn't matter you write in same line or you go and write in separate line. What you need to do, you have to just add this br tag in the place where you want to take the line. So here I want to take the line, I will go and write the br. I did not require to press enter and give line, that will not going to work over here. So I will just do one thing, I will place the br tag in the position where I want to separate the line. Now okay, I have placed it. Now let me go and check over here, see how it appears. Can you see it? It has taken 4 line in those places where I wanted to be. So now I will do another thing. I want to take 2 lines here after this right-handed batsman. I want to take another line. So to do that, let me see, at this place let me drag it so that I can find the position where I need to add this beer. So here I will add another beer, right? See, beer. So here 2 lines will be taken. Let me save the file now. Okay, so you can observe over here, can you see? So 2 lines has been taken. So this is how you can play with the beer inside the paragraph tag. So I hope you have understood how to use the paragraph tag, how to use the beer tag. Now let's see another thing. So see how you will give extra space, right? If you want to give extra space, is that possible? Is that possible to apply extra space? Okay, let me see. So after Virat Kohli, or you can say just before Virat Kohli, I want to add this much of space. Here I want to add this much of space. here I want to add this much of space in Microsoft Word. So this has been done. I can do this thing in Microsoft Word, but if I try the same here, okay, if I say I want to have this much space, okay, so will it reflect in the browser? Let me see and check. See, unchanged. So nothing has been changed over here. To apply extra space, you have to use tag. So you can see which tag to be used. So need not require to give this much space, because how much space you may give, it will not going to work. So you have to use this tag. So remember the tag. Okay, so you can see this is ampersand, then N, then B, then S, then P, then the semicolon. So this thing will add extra space, or just a single extra space only. You can see how it appears in the browser. Observe, closely observe. You can see a single space, only single space. Okay, now if you copy this few more times, so there will be 4 space. Can you see 4 times I have repeated this thing, so it will take 4 space. Or if you copy it to 8 times, it will take 8 space, right? Let me show you over here. See, so 8 space. So 8 space has been taken, right? So instead of using that, you can also use this. This is, can you see the difference between this? I will show you the difference. This is ampersand E N P S P, then semicolon. Okay, right? This will take 2 space. Okay, the previous one has taken single space. Okay, and this will take double space, right? So if you go and use this thing, so you can see, instead of using this thing 8 times, if I use this one, okay, this one 4 times, okay, that means 4 into 2, automatically it will take 8 space. You can see 4 into 2, 8 space. So if I repeat this thing another 4 times, it will take the space of 16 space bar, right? So you can see it will take the space of 16 word. You can say 16 word space, right? 16 word space. Let me show you. Can you see? This space has been taken of 16 words, right? So now see this one, ampersand E M S P, then semicolon. Okay, so now this will take the space of 4 words. Each of those will take the space of 4 words, right? 4 words. Go and see here. So instead of using this, if I go and use this one, right? This one, let me copy it from here, let me paste the same over here. Okay, right? So 4 times I have written. 4 times means 4 into 4, there will be 16 space. 16 space. If I copy it to another 4 times, that means 32 space it will take. 4 times I have written, that means 32 word space it will occupy, right? It will occupy the space of 32 words. Can you see? So this is how you can take space, extra space, okay, by just using the space bar. Unlike Microsoft Word, you can apply space to a HTML document, right? I hope you have understood how to play with this thing. So now another thing, we will learn now another tag, that is HTML pre-tag. So let's see. So see. Now pay attention. So we are going to use HTML pre-tag. So unlike the paragraph tag, right? So this is unlike the paragraph tag. So why I told that this is unlike the paragraph tag? Because you can see over here, pay attention and just observe. See, I told you in paragraph tag, while we are using in paragraph tag, we can't apply enter or spacebar. So if we to get in a separate line, if we just go and press enter like this, which we have done here, so this has not been granted in the paragraph tag. Had we been used this thing in the paragraph tag, okay, so both the lines would have been appeared in side by side, right? But in case of this pre-tag, so in case of pre-tag, the way, the manner you are going to write this thing, similarly the same way it will be appeared in the browser. See, you can see one thing, how I have written this thing. See, I have taken this much space, okay, I have taken this much space here. If I want, I can also take more space, see, and here also I will take some space, right? So this is the way I want to write this thing, and this is the way I want to be shown this particular thing in my browser. So this is the way I want this thing to be appeared in the browser. So that is why I have used the pre-tag. So by using the pre-tag, the manner you will write inside the text editor, the same way it will be appeared in the browser. Let's see. Can you see? The manner I have written in the text editor, in the same way it has been appeared in the browser. So this is the specialty of using the pre-tag, right? So you can see, this is the way you can use the pre-tag. So if I want to take another line from here, I can do so. If I want to take another line from here, I can do so. This is the way I want to show this thing to the viewer. So I will just use the pre-tag. So you can see, let me save the file. So how much space I have taken over here, how much line I have taken over here, in the same way it will appear, in the same way it is going to be appear in the browser. See, so I have written this thing inside the pre-tag, and the manner I have written here, in the same manner it will be appeared here in the browser. Can you see? In the same manner, unlike the paragraph type. Inside the paragraph tag, to take separate line, I have to use the BR. How many line we are going to take, that many number of BR we have to apply in the text editor, right? Using the paragraph, that time we have used the paragraph. And to add extra space, we also have the tag for using the extra space. But in PR, the manner we have written inside the pre-tag, in the same way it has been shown in the browser. So this is the way we can use the pre-tag and the paragraph tag according to the requirement arises for you, right? So fine, so let me move ahead now. So you can see one thing, whatever I am writing inside the body, right? So now let us move to the HTML formatting, right? So see, let me start with the center tag. This center tag will bring all the item in the center. Whatever you may write, that thing will come and appear right at the center. So let me start with the center tag. So I will write CENTER, center. So okay. So center opening tag and center closing tag. Observe, please observe, center opening tag and center closing tag. Okay. And inside the center tag, I will first take a heading. Let's say H1 heading. So inside the center tag, that means I have taken a heading over here, and something will be written inside the heading. Let's say hello. So I have written hello India inside the heading tag. Okay, so now this heading will appear right at the center, because this heading has been written inside the center tag. That is why the center tag will get this heading right at the center. So let me save the file and let me check how it appears in the browser. Can you see? This is the H1 heading, and this H1 heading has got right at the center. So this is, you can see, this is also a H1 heading, but this H1 heading has not been written inside the center tag. Separately it is written. So that is why that H1 heading is aligned at the left side. This is by default. All the heading will start from the left side, and also the paragraph, everything will start default from the left side of the browser. But once we have applied the center tag here, so inside the center whatever you may write over here, everything will appear at the center. So if I write here heading 2 h2, if I take h2, okay, if I take h2, if I copy this thing over here, so see h1 and h2, so both the heading I have written over here. You can see over here, if you go and check, both the heading will appear right at the center. So how many time or how many thing you will write inside the center, everything will come and just appear right at your center, right? This is how you can use the center tag, right? So let me move out, let me see what we are going to learn next. So bold, this is called bold text B. So in Microsoft Word, if we had to highlight any given text, we can just use the bold. Okay, by using this bold tag we can make a word significant. Okay, so Virat Kohli is significant in this paragraph, and I have applied the bold tag to this Virat Kohli, right? So if the same thing I want to do here, I want to make this Virat Kohli a important text, so I can use the bold tag. So just before Virat Kohli I will write here B, and after Virat Kohli I will write the bold end tag. You can see opening bold tag and end bold tag. Inside this I have written Virat Kohli. So now this will appear to be a more significant text, right? Let me see. Virat Kohli is an Indian cricketer, and this Virat Kohli will appear bold, right? Let me check out over here. Can you see? This is how I have used the bold tag. So let me go and move on. Another is strong tag. The strong tag and the bold tag both will work similarly. So you can see I will again use the strong tag here. So in the paragraph there is another Virat Kohli written over here. So here I will use the strong tag, strong. You can use either strong tag or the bold tag, strong. So you can see strong, so strong, strong tag. So you can see, let me see how it appears. So this is where I have used the strong, and this is where I have used the bold. Both looks similar, right? So both strong and B, both of this will just highlight that given text, right? And another is INS. So what will it do? Okay, what does this INS tag do? The inserted text is rendered as underlined text. So this will just draw a underline. So let me use the tag. So I will do one thing. From here, INS, from here, starting from Virat Kohli to cricketer. Okay, right? I want to underline this text from Virat Kohli to this one. This text I want to underline. So that is why I have written INS here. From here, and here I have closed the tag. So here to here, this thing will be underlined. Let me save the file and let me watch how it appears in the browser. Can we see the underline from here to here, right? So this has been done because I have written the INS tag. So instead of using INS tag, you can also use the U for underline. Similarly it will work. Okay, right? So let me do this to here. So in the pre tag that I have used, let me use the underline tag over here. So here I will do one thing. Instead of using INS, I will use the U tag here to here. U opening and U closing. See, U opening and U closing. So here to here I have applied the underline tag. You can use the INS tag, you can use the underline tag. Both will work. Okay, both will draw a line under the selected text, right? Okay, fine. So let me move on. So let me see this italic, I for italic. Okay, so what you do over here to make it italic, we can do just, we can select the option, but this thing will not work over there. To do this, here I have to write the code. So to style any given text in italic manner, just I can do one thing. Let me move out here, and you can see for this I will make it italic. Okay, you can see I for italic, very simple, I for italic, italic opening tag and italic closing tag. So this text, Virat Kohli is an international cricketer. This will be shown in a italic manner, italic font appear to be, you can see Virat Kohli is an Indian cricketer, here to here. So this has been printed in a italic manner. Can you see? Right? Right? So you can also apply the same over here. If you want to make this italic, just go and make it italic, I for italic. See, so I am now changing the heading to italic. So the first heading will appear in italic format. See, the first heading will appear in italic format. So let me observe. Can you see? So you can apply the italic style to paragraph, to pre-tag, to heading, and to other many things, right? So let me move on. EM will emphasize, so it will appear similarly as italic. Let me show you over here. So for the second heading I will use EM, right? EM, here I will use EM. So let's see how it appears. So I have used the EM. Let me see. Okay, so you can use I for italic or EM, both will emphasize a given, or you can say a selected text, right? So you can use this thing over here. So you can use either I or EM, both will style the selected text to a italic formation, right? And this is opening tag and this is closing tag. So you have to enclose the selected text inside the closing and the opening tag, right? That is important. Now move on, let us move on. Small. So how will this work? Small by the word we can understand something is going to smaller. What is about it? So let me see. So a given size will be reduced. Okay, the size will be reduced from the actual size. So let me apply. So you can see one thing, just see, we have two heading over here. Okay, so I will do one thing, I will apply the small tag over here. Okay, this is the default size of H1 heading. So I am talking about this H1 heading which is appearing at the center. So I want that this hello will appear smaller in size comparing to India, but both hello and India is written inside the H1 heading, and the default H1 heading, that is the largest of all, you can see. But in spite of being both the word has been written inside the H1 heading, I want hello to be appear smaller comparing to India. For that I will do one thing, I will use the small tag SMALL, small opening tag, small closing tag, SMALL. You can see one thing, small opening tag, small closing tag. So what I have done over here, inside opening and closing tag I have written hello, and in outside that small tag I have written India, and both of these has been written inside the H1 tag. So what will it do? Okay, the hello will be reduced, this size, the size of hello will be reduced comparing to the size of India. The default size of hello India was as the default size of H1 heading, but this will appear smaller. Let me see, just observe, you can see the size of hello has been reduced to the size comparing with India. I hope you have understood where you have to use the small tag, right? It will reduce the size in some extent. So let me go and check the mark, right? Mark. So I will use the mark tag over here. So INMARK. So mark opening tag, mark closing tag. Can you notice over here inside the second heading Hello India was printed, and I have used the mark tag, and the mark tag has been enclosed, okay, around the India, right? So India is marked. Let me see how it appears. Observe. So this is what I have done with the mark. So mark will highlight the enclosed text. So the word India was enclosed inside the mark, opening and closing tag. So that has been highlighted over here. So I hope you have understood how to use the mark tag. So let me move on. So del tag. Let me work out with the del tag, right? See. So again I will do one thing. I will take H3 heading, and inside H3 heading I will write I love India and not England. I love India and not England. Okay, so this is how it will appear. Let us see first how will it be appear. Can you see? As because I have written inside the center tag, it will appear right at the center. Now I will do one thing. Let me apply the del tag over here. See, del. So del, this tag I will apply over here. Del. So the word England that has been enclosed between the del opening and closing tag. Okay, you can see del opening and closing tag has been enclosed around the England, right? Okay, so now how will it appear? Let's see. Let me save the file. Can you see over here? So del opening and closing, and inside it the England word that has been enclosed within the del opening and closing tag. So if I go and watch it in the browser, you can see a strike. Can you see a strike? A strike appeared, right? So this strike appeared only because I have used this del. So let me show you in different ways. So if I take again H1 over here, so I have taken H1 and I will write here the price of shirt. The price of shirt is not 400 rupees. It is only 200, right? The price of shirt is not 400, it is only 200. Now I want to put a beer to it so that it will take a separate line. Let me see first how it appears. So I have saved the file. Let me see here. So you can see the price of the shirt is not 400, it is only 200. Now I will do one thing here. The 400 I will enclosed between the del tag. See, del, del opening, and here I will write del closing. So this 400 has been enclosed between the del opening and del closing tag. So how will it appear now? Let's see. Go and see over here. See, the price of the shirt is not 400, it is only 200. So this is how you can write this thing. So we have understood how to use the del tag. Now let us see the subscript and the superscript. So let us go and see the subscript and the superscript. So let me write here. Say to understand the subscript, so I will take the H1 heading again. H1. So inside the H1 heading I will write H2O. So I have written H2O. No. So how this thing will appear? Let me see first. Let me save the file and go and check over here. So H2O. So it has been printed like this, H2O. So now I will do one thing. So here I will apply SUB. Okay. See. SUB. Can you see? I have written here. Let me see how it appears. See, H2O subscript. Okay, same we can apply over here. If I write here H2O and H2O, right, and this 2 I can go here and I can do this thing, right? Subscript. If I increase the size, you can see this is how we apply subscript here in Microsoft Word. If we had to apply the same thing over here, what we have to do, see, this 2 is enclosed between the SUB opening tab and SUB closing tag. Okay, this is how you can use the subscript to a given selected word. So this is how I have used the subscript over here. You can see H2O. Now let me work with the superscript. So again I will take H1 heading. Let me write here 10 to the power 2. So now it will be printed as 102. See, 102, but I want to be printed this thing as 10 to the power 2. So if I had to do the same thing over here, 10 to the power 2, what we have done over here, see, this is how we could have done the same thing in the Microsoft Word, right? But here I have to use the tag. So this 2 will be executed as a superscript. So we will write just SUP tag, okay, opening and closing tag. So SUP. So see, SUP open, SUP close. This is subscript opening tag, subscript closing tag, and it is enclosed, okay, around the number 2. So this 2 number will appear as a subscript value, right? Now let me see how it appears in the browser, right? So let me save the file. Let me see how it appears in the browser, right? See, 10 to the power 2. So okay, so we have gone through this chapter, fine enough. So now let me see one thing, HTML link. So okay, so now in the very next class I will show you the HTML links, then is how to insert image in your web document, and how to create list, okay, how to create HTML table, then how to add audio and video in your HTML document, how to use the HTML iframe. I will show you this all thing, might be in another 2 classes, and after that I will show you how to design HTML form. All this thing will be discussed in the preceding classes. So for today let it be end over here. So thank you for paying attention and watching till the end, and do not forget to subscribe the channel for more videos. Thank you.